Excuse me, Eloise, but what do you think you're doing?
Huh? What are you talking about, Raquel?
Stop trying to play dumb with me. I am talking about what happened at the family gathering and dinner. When I was talking to my aunt, you were there with the two of us as we were gathered there. And I remember you telling her that I'm like a parasite living in your home. Why would you tell her such a lie as that?
Well, look, sis, I was just telling the truth to her. You are already way too old to be living in your parents' house still, and since you still haven't found anyone to marry you yet, that must mean you're like a shut-in or something. You happen to be Brian's sister, so I've done my best to stay quiet about all my feelings towards you, but I've had enough sitting around and letting you get away with such crap.
I understand that I don't have a husband of my own yet, but I am still working remotely while in the house. And very soon I plan to move into a new house close by. I feel that I've explained all this to you plenty of times before, right?
And you expect me to believe that crap every time you tell me about it? You really expect me, someone in their 30s now, to believe that you're in that room all day working on things that are going to make you money?
Making products by hand is a very labor-intensive job, you know.
I don't care. I'm sorry that I've had to be the one to look over you this whole time, even though you're the one older than me. Now, can you start acting a bit more your age and get out of the house and into a life of your own?
Eloise, what do you think people are going to think of you when you do things like that?
And what is it this time with you?
Why are a ton of your things littered all over my room right now? And when it comes to my things, what have you done with them? I can't even find a single thing of mine now.
All of it was getting in my way, so I tossed it all out.
Why are you throwing away other people's things like that when they're not your own? I cannot believe you right now.
Well, isn't this all your fault since you still haven't moved out of the house yet and are way too old to be relying on us? Do you plan to keep living there even though we are staying there now?
Listen up, Eloise. I told you just yesterday that the day I'm moving out has been moved back a bit due to my work and being too busy, right? And that's why my things would be at my parents' house for a little while longer. I told you that right to your face, Eloise.
That's just your poor excuse for not wanting to get out of here. I heard from you that you were having a lot of your things here for a little while longer, but you never said I couldn't throw them away or anything.
That right there is BS.
Well, maybe next time you have to be more specific when explaining things like that to me. Raquel, it's absolutely disgusting that you're still living in your parents' house when you're in your 40s. My husband and I are moving into the house now, so please get lost. I'll be taking care of your mom from now on, okay? So there's no play for you in this house anymore. Just give up for me, please.
I told you that I have to wait a bit longer to move to my new place. Well, I already have a new house, so I guess I will be leaving now. And even if I hadn't bought the place yet, I'd still get out of here.
Trying to act all tough now, are we? I doubt you even have a place right now, and what? Are you gonna go live on the streets or something while searching for a new place?
I can see that nothing I am saying is getting into that thick skull of yours. Tell me right now where you ended up throwing all my things away at.
I don't know. I just toss them in the trash and let the garbage man handle them.
Tomorrow is when they come by this house and pick up the trash. So try again, please.
Who cares where your things are now anyway?
I really can't get a second of decent talk out of you, can
I? Raquel, I'm so sorry.
Brian, can you not see that your wife is a bit screwed up in the head? Are you sure you're okay with someone like her? She's told me that she's gone and thrown out a lot of my tools for work as well as a lot of the products that I had already made. And she's now telling me that she has no idea where she threw all of that stuff away at, and most of it has to do with my job.
I even tried asking her what she did with all that stuff, but she'd only reply by saying she doesn't know. And she kept trying to push this excuse on me that Mom said it was okay for her to toss it all, and that's why she did so. She doesn't even seem to care about how what she's done is completely messed up.
So she's going to try and take advantage of the fact that Mom has early signs of dementia and make her be the one to take the blame? She is so screwed in the head.
I'll make sure to pay you back for everything she threw away. And I'll have her know what's happened because of her actions. I'm so sorry, Raquel.
You apologizing to me isn't really going to solve anything now. But the fact that I hear that your wife is using Mom as her scapegoat is a little bit too disturbing.
To be real with you, this time, I'm really shocked by what she's done, and it's made me lose a lot of trust in her.
I bet. Well, I'm not going to allow this. I guess I'll have to be the one to watch over Mom after all. I'll be sending her things over to my new place as well soon, so can you make sure to gather it all up for me?
Hold on a second. That has nothing to do with what we were talking about before.
Huh? Why are you saying that in times like these? I want to know why you're even marrying a woman like that anyway, who has a rotten character. I'm sure she's just trying to use you, Brian, and you have to start becoming more aware of things like that.
Well, listen. I'm sorry, Raquel. When it comes to how I met her, it all comes down to her being a friend of one of my friends, which led to us starting to date. She really is a wonderful woman, but she happens to have parts of herself that are stronger than others. At first, I thought she just had a hard time listening to me, and used her power as a way of being romantic and kind, and maybe I was wrong.
So what are you trying to get at here?
I'm sorry, that was kind of a poor excuse right there.
You can stop trying to apologize or make excuses for what she's doing. You're just wasting your time now trying to defend her like that.
Right. But when it comes to Mom, can you hold on a little longer? The whole reason I wanted to move back home with her was to be able to live with her again after all.
Well, you did explain that to me a while back.
For the longest time now, you've been left to take care of Mom and that house. But I really wanted this time to be my turn so that you could finally have a break. So if you take Mom with you, there was no need for all of this effort spent.
And I told you long ago that you didn't have to worry so much about Mom and I, right? I get that you want to care for her again and everything, but you can't tell me it's a waste of time that you might not be able to live with her. She has a right to be around people that want to care for her, like you. But when you have Eloise there, well...
I know that, and I can't make an excuse for it. But you have been dealing with everything here by yourself for so long, and have never asked anyone for help. So I wanted to be the one to support you. I will not forgive what Eloise did to you, not one bit. I'll make sure she's held responsible for everything she did.
And I feel that you should hold her responsible to the fullest extent. I guess I have no choice but to give you a little more time then.
Raquel, how have you been doing since then? Are you having a fun time living all by yourself in that rundown shack of yours?
I'm actually having a pretty nice time at my new house. And when I'm finished getting everything unpacked and managed, I'll send you a video tour of the place so that you have a better idea where I'm living.
No need! I don't have any interest in looking at that dumpy apartment you're gonna try and fix up.
So you think that I'm still lying about everything regarding my life? I'd really like to know what gets you off about making fun of other people like that. Did I do something to you before that's made you this miserable?
I told you before that you were getting in my way. Are you not aware of all the people you've been causing problems for this whole time you've been alive? It's scary that you were so naive at that.
Well, before you begin to question others and worry about them, perhaps you should be thinking about how you yourself is doing.
Huh? Why should I have to worry about myself?
Well, don't you feel that your parents are going to try to contact you here soon?
Hey, what the hell is going on?
Huh? What are you talking about, Eloise?
Stop trying to play dumb with me now. I was just told by my parents that they no longer want to see me anymore and that I should never talk to them again. The hell did you tell them to make them do this?
Well, that's a relief. Seems they have finally opened their eyes to what their daughter's been up to.
You told me that something bad happened within their company? Why the hell do you know anything about my dad and his company?
So you have no idea what's been going on at your parents' company then? Well, if you'd like to know why I know him, it's because I'm the CEO.
Huh?
I have my company, and your dad has his company, right? Well, both our companies are in a partnership at the moment.
We have no idea what you're going on about.
I've always been talking about how I work to create handmade goods, right? You have to tell me that you've known about me doing all of that, right?
Yeah, and I thought that was your excuse for being locked in your room all day long.
I was never using it as an excuse for anything, though. I'm running a company that happens to make handmade goods for people that order them through us. You could call it a smaller company, but I still happen to employ quite a few people, and we all tend to work from home making goods. And as for the stuff that was in my room being worked on, it was all a collaboration effort between a few different companies.
A collaboration?
Your father asked me to start working on all those goods as a way of getting his company's name out there. He wanted more customers to know about the company he runs, and so he wanted me making high-quality goods that he could use to inform and attract customers about his company and others.
What the hell? I don't believe you.
All of those pieces of jewelry I had been working on were for an upcoming event where they'd be sold for a limited time, but... Oh, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I haven't even started selling any of them yet. However, when looking online, I can see that they are already being sold for prices higher than I was planning to sell them at. I wonder who could have gotten a hold of all those goods while they were in my room. Could someone have stolen them from me instead of throwing them out?
Are you trying to blame me? You're being an idiot right now, Raquel.
But isn't the room that used to be mine, where I worked all the time and kept said goods, your room now? And in that room was a lot of my things before you moved in, throwing them all out, right? I had all my things in that room placed in boxes ready to be moved into my house, so it was all so easy for someone to take, right? Didn't I tell you to go out looking for those things for me before they got to the dump like you said would happen? Wait, you didn't do that, but you didn't give anything back to me. Instead, all of my things are back in your room in that house, still in their boxes.
Did you go through my room and find all those? What's wrong with you?
You're the one asking me that question? Well, anyway, because of what you've done, I lost a lot of faith in your father's company, and that's why we've come to now. He lost a lot of the product he had asked for my company to craft for him, all to his little sister who once worked for him. So saddening, really.
Well, you can't blame me for all that. I didn't know anything about you and him working together. I just thought instead of throwing all those things out you were making, like the jewelry and such, it'd be better for me to make a little money off it by selling it all online.
No matter how you try and frame it, you took something that's not yours and have been selling it. You could be taken to court for stealing private property, especially the property of a well-established company.
Shut up! If you're gonna get so upset about it, then why don't you do something to fix all this?
Why would I be the one to do that? How about you try and do something about the mistake you've created?
Hey! Hey! Please reply to me!
What? I still have a little while longer before I can get home.
Well, I don't care about you being here or not right now. I have something seriously important to tell you about. Because of your sister, my parents are upset with me and no longer want anything to do with me now. Right now, your sister has no idea what she's talking about and has the wrong idea about everything. I just happened to do something a little out of line is all. But because of that, somehow, the contract she had with my dad's company is no more. How does something like that even happen?
Well, that was bound to happen with you, I suppose. All of the money that you made off selling my sister's things ended up going right into your own private bank account, right? So we know about everything, and know it's the truth.
I'm telling you that the only truth here is that your sister has everything all wrong in her head. I really wanted to become a good sister-in-law to her. Yeah, she's painting me as some kind of bad guy. Well, I'm sure that by making your sister lose a lot of her work and her job, she's going to become a lot better of a person now, right? I mean, she did all this to herself, right?
I don't think what you've done is going to help in making my sister any better than she already is. So are you telling me that even now, you don't feel bad for what you've done?
Why would I feel bad about the problem she created for herself? You gonna start blaming me for something I didn't do now as well, Brian?
I see. Well, I understand then. Eloise, I have some paperwork on top of the desk in my home office that I'd like you to take a good look at. Do you think you can go in there and give it a read?
Why would I do that now of all times? Ugh. Brian! Where are you at right now?
Right now? I'm still out of the house right now. Did you have a good look at the paperwork that was on my desk?
Why is this happening for no reason?
Don't you dare tell me there's no reason for what I'm doing. As long as you're willing to cooperate with me and sign everything you need to, I can have it all handed in.
Stop that, Brian. Are you really gonna let that witch win? What the hell happened to that slimy freak to make her this deranged?
Well, then let me say this, Eloise. You haven't only been selling my sister's company's goods on the online market, but you've been selling my mom's things now.
Huh?
All of the brand accessories that my mom has, as well as her purses and coats, and so on, have slowly started to appear online, and when they sell, they vanish from the house. Are you using the same account you used to sell my sister's things as well?
I'm sure there was just some unlucky coincidence there.
Well, I'll have a deeper look later into what's going on there. But tell me, what's actually going on here? Seems to me that you've been meeting with the same man multiple times a week. And this picture is from today. You happen to go out with him a lot during the day, when you say you're at home taking care of my mom, who really needs someone there for her. Strange. Not only have you not been upholding your end of the promise, but you've been cheating on me instead.
You have it all wrong. He just happened to have some things going on, so I met up with him. He's a good friend of mine.
I happen to have a friend of mine go out for me and get all sorts of exciting and wonderful photos of the both of you. Would you like to see them?
Well, hold on a couple of seconds.
I'm sorry, Eloise, but I no longer need someone like you in my life. We're getting divorced. And I want you out of my mom's house now.
Can you at least let me explain everything myself? I just happened to be having a hard time adjusting to the new house, and so I went out for a bit of fun. I promise to never do something like that again.
Are you sure?
I told you I won't anymore! And I'll only stay home to care for your mother from now on. You are my number one, Brian! So can you please believe me when I say all this to you?
I see. Well, if my sister is okay with what's been going on here, I'll rethink divorcing you.
Are you sure? That's a promise. Raquel, I might have happened to mess up a small bit.
Why are you coming to me again now? Have you finally heard the news from Brian that he wants to divorce you?
That's right. I think what happened this time has caused some rough patches between us.
Rough patches, huh?
I understand now that I did a lot of things wrong. But wanting a divorce because of all of it? Can't you agree with me that that way of thinking is way too dangerous in our relationship? You and I are family, right? Can you please help me get through this tough moment between him and I?
So?
What do you mean by so?
So, is this your way of apologizing to me for all you've done? So far, based off what you've been talking about, I can't seem to pick up on your apology to me anywhere.
What are you going on about? Acting like you deserve some kind of respect from me. Then how about I come over to your house right now and give you an apology in person? Would that make you happy?
Oh, I never asked for you to come to me. I just happen to know the kind of person you really are deep down is all.
Oh, come on, I'm coming over there right now. And once I've gotten down on my hands and knees and apologized, you forgive me, okay? You and I are family after all, so you shouldn't be too upset with me, right? I'll be at your sister's place in another couple minutes, okay? Can you tell me where you're even at right now? Are you out messing around or something?
I just got back to the house a little bit ago, and I'm looking after my mom now.
Hey, you plan to rethink getting a divorce and all that still, right? If you don't, I have no reason to really be apologizing for this, alright?
What kind of remark is that? Now that we're on that subject, have you gotten around to filling out your parts of the paperwork?
I have. I even sent you those pictures of all my signatures and everything on it already, right? You told me that if I didn't fill it out first, you wouldn't tell me the address of your sister's house, right?
I had to make sure I covered all my bases with you, since I can't trust you anymore.
Why not? Are you really going to say that all of this is my fault now?
I think so. But there are some parts of this that make me feel as though I'm to blame as well.
Huh? What does that mean?
Eloise, you have a very good idea of the man my father was, right?
I do. And about what happened to him 2 years ago before he passed away.
Good. Well, it was 10 years ago that the doctors found out my dad had a tumor, which subsequently led to him having cancer. And up until he had passed away, years after that, my sister was the one to look after both him and my mom at their home.
Well, she's been living at that house with them ever since she was little, so of course she should be made to care for them both.
The opposite of that, actually. At the time, I was out of the state for a while for work, so I couldn't do anything to help, really. So, as a result of that, my sister was forced to go back to their house and live with them for the past 10 years. And that's why I was able to rest easy knowing that she was there living with and caring for the two of them. After all, my parents wanted me to stay out of the state and continue working my job, since Raquel has a bit more freedom with her work. And well, I told you about all of this even before we got married, so I thought I'd never have to repeat any of this to you again. Are you sure you remember everything I told you about my sister and family?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? And that's how I came to know that you are a really nice man.
So even though you knew about the sacrifices my sister had to make giving up her life for 10 years to be around them, you still meant all those horrible things you said? I really should have done something about you sooner, had I known everything you were doing to her.
Hey, Brian? Brian, answer your gosh dang phone already!
What?
I've pressed on her doorbell multiple times now, but she won't come and answer the door for me. And what is up with this place? Are you sure you gave me the right address to her house?
It looks like somewhere a celebrity would live, right? I was even shocked when I had a look at the place before she moved in.
Well, before we talk about that, why the hell is your sister now answering me? What does she think she's doing?
Raquel already talked about this. She heard from you that you were coming and that it was fine. But she never said to you that you'd be allowed to meet her.
Why the hell would she have me come all the way out here if she didn't even want me to meet her? Does she not want to listen to me apologize to her about the mistakes I made? What a witch. I mean, seriously, why would she waste my precious time by doing something so petty to me?
Huh? Are you kidding me, Eloise? Stop talking about my sister like that, you pile of crap. If I hear another word from you talking poorly about her, I'll make sure you never see the light of day again. And another thing, the amount of times her and I explained the current situation to you, you still haven't seemed to catch a hint. Do you really think that a simple apology to her is going to wash all you did away? I'm pissed that you kept so many things hidden from me, like cheating and leaving my mom alone, and what you say about my sister all the time is not acceptable.
I'm sorry about that. It just came out before I could stop myself from saying it. You shouldn't get so upset with me about that, okay?
Did your tongue just slip then? You think I'm gonna let a 5-year-old's excuse like that work here? Well, I'm very aware that my sister is never going to forgive you for what you done to her.
What? Then that means...
I had a look at the divorce papers, and everything seems to be in order. I'm going to be handing them in now.
Hold on a sec! You can't just do something like that to me. It's not fair! I've been apologizing for everything this whole dang time!
It's too late to apologize, and you should have known that from the start. I cannot trust you anymore, which means we cannot be together anymore. I'll make sure to get a settlement from you for cheating on me, and maybe from your partner as well.
You can't. Don't throw me away like this. I promise that I'll make everything up to you after this. I love you so much, Brian, and you should love me a lot too.
I don't love you anymore, Eloise, and I never will again. Make sure you pay me everything I asked for. Also, my sister is going to be suing you for stealing and selling her company's goods.
Huh?
And that's just from her company's side. You'll also be paying her for all the trouble you've caused her, and for the items you did throw away of hers. You're in for a real treat having to deal with her and her company now.
What? So she's really going to fight me over all of that? Even using her company?
Those products and goods of hers that you sold illegally all go for a lot of money and have really ruined her brand's image. She will have to fight for a long time to make up for the losses you forced on her, as well as fight to get her company's name cleaned. She's already in the process of getting her lawyers together. I think in a little while her lawyers and her will be coming for you to let you know what you'll be owing her.
Do you know how much I'm going to have to pay then?
I'm not sure of all the details, but you're looking at paying upwards of $1 to $2 million.
You have to realize that I don't have that kind of money. Where am I supposed to get money like that from? I don't have anyone that can support me now either, Brian.
Wait, are you not able to get any help from your parents now? That's right, they kicked you out of their family. Well, I guess you'll just have to do what every other responsible adult does and get a job.
I don't want to work, though. And if this is all made public information, then there will be no way of me finding a job with everyone knowing what happened with me and her product. Why is all of this happening to me?
Because you asked for it?
I'm so sorry, Brian. I really made a lot of crappy choices and screwed everything up. Can you please find a way to forgive me? If you guys both do this to me, then I'm never going to be able to live a normal life again.
I told you everything that's going to happen soon, and I don't plan on telling you again. So if you have any questions or things to say, talk with our lawyers about it. Now, I'll be heading out.
Brian, please wait. Hey, Brian, please. I told you that I'm so sorry for everything. Hey!
Raquel, I was able to get divorced from Eloise. And as for the money I'm asking for from her, my lawyer and I will continue working on it.
Really? I'm so glad to see how much her being an idiot led to her downfall. Now, if you let another woman do anything like this to you or I again, I'm not going to be forgiving you either.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened this time.
Now tell me, why were you getting so worked up over her? Did you really have something to hide about her, or think that I was going to do something bad to you?
Well, look, you said to me that you've always wanted to have a store of your own and everything, right? But because I was out of the state, and you were forced to take care of Mom and Dad the whole time, you could never do that, right? I feel like I'm the one responsible for taking your dream from you, and that any sort of screw-ups on my end will only make you hate me more.
Well, if you feel as though you owe me something or have done something that bad, talk to me about it. I get that in the past I did want to open a store of my own selling my products. But as of right now, I'm doing the same thing, just online and from the comfort of my own home. Really, the work I do right now is just like the dream I had.
Is that right? So then, I just made myself get all worked up for nothing.
But I'm the same as you are there. I should have spoken with you about myself a bit more and told you that I was doing all right with Mom. But since I never did, you ended up having the stress of worrying about me and what I was thinking build up in you. So I'm sorry for getting you so worked up.
No worries. You didn't do a dang thing wrong anyways. Now, as for what'll be happening next, I want you to let me take care of Mom for you from now on, okay?
Huh? But what'll happen during the day while you're at work?
I plan to hire a helper, or some kind of day service to help while I'm not there. You happen to have found yourself someone that'll take good care of Mom from now on. So I'll make sure that everything is taken care of here at her house, while you go out and enjoy your life.
Fine. You really do love to make other people happy, don't you? I'm happy that you care so much about me. Thank you, Brian. In the end, Brian's ex-wife Eloise was hit with large amounts of money that she had to pay off. She wasn't able to find any friends or family to help support her, and I believe that her life is going to be a difficult one from now on. I've heard that recently she's been getting into it with the loan sharks, but we'll have to see whether their money can really help her in the long run or not. Right now, Brian is living with my mom at her house and taking great care of her when he can. He even spends all of his days off with her there, and I'm actually quite surprised with how good of a caregiver he is to her. I really hope that if Brian is still looking, he finds someone a lot more kind-hearted and cute than that Eloise. As for myself, I found a new man, and we've even gotten engaged and have started living together in my new house. I think right now I'm at the most happy moment in my life, but I hope it gets even more amazing from here.
Hey Vicky, are you there? Do you have a moment to chat at all, really quick? I just wanted to let you know something if you had a moment to text. Okay, I guess not. So I guess I'll just leave you a message here letting you know that I'm going to be moving back in with my parents. So, anyways, I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon, Rumi. Hope you're as excited as I am.
Wait, what? What are you talking about right now? What is this?
I mean that, well, let's just say that things aren't exactly going super well with my husband, and so... Well, anyways, I just don't really want to be dealing with him right now is all. But anyways, I'm just glad that I'll be coming home to people who understand and are on my side. People like you. Isn't that right?
I'm sorry, Danny. You're going to have to slow down and go over this with me one more time. I mean, is this some kind of joke or something? Or is it just your way of messing with me like you always do? Because I don't know why you think you can just come back here all of a sudden. Don't you remember you saying that you were never ever going to come back here?
I have no idea what you're talking about at all, Vicky. I mean, it's not like you really even have a right to be complaining about me coming home or anything like that. After all, you're living with my parents at their house, remember?
I know exactly whose house I'm living in right now, thank you very much for telling me. But that isn't even what I'm talking about right now. I mean that you were telling me that you're coming to live here with way too little heads up. but it doesn't matter because I also have some big news that I need to tell you. So just make some time to talk to me later today, okay?
Oh, yeah. I would love to talk to you and catch up and all that, but I'm actually just going to be way too busy doing other things.
You mean like going to the casino and coming back home pissed drunk and God knows what time? Because if I recall correctly, that was one of the reasons why you ended up moving out. You said that you were sick of us telling you what to do.
I'm so looking forward to finally moving in with you and Mom and Dad tomorrow. Isn't this exciting, Vicky? Can you believe that we're all going to get to live together just like one big happy family from here on out? It's just so great.
What are you talking about this time? Are you still going on about moving in?
I bet you thought that I had forgotten all about that when you hadn't heard from me for a while, right? Well, don't worry, I haven't forgotten one bit. I'm so sorry for not reaching out sooner. Wait, no, I'm not. I don't really care at all how you are or what you've been up to. But you're probably curious about how I've been, so I'll tell you that I've been doing really, really well. Thank you. I've just been so excited to move in with you and my parents.
Danny, I still have no idea what on earth you were talking about at all. What are you going on about?
Are you playing dumb, or are you actually just that stupid? It's actually the latter, probably, isn't it? Well, don't worry. When I'm there, you're going to smarten up when I make you into my maid. Then you'll have to do whatever I want, and you won't have any choice but to obey me.
Danny, you really have no idea what you were talking about at all. Besides, I thought I already told you that you moving in with your parents and I was not going to work. Don't you realize that none of us want or can handle living with you right now? Why can't you just respect our boundaries about that? I mean, you keep talking about moving in with your parents but you seem to be forgetting about your own brother. Have you even talked to Owen about any of this at all yet?
The only thing I need to talk to Owen about is how he could be doing much, much better than being married to you. But I guess it's a little late to say all that now. It doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll have him wrapped around my finger when I'm home. And then you really will have no choice but to do whatever I say. Isn't that right?
Danny, you have been talking out of your butt this entire time. Do you realize that? I mean, do you not think that we can't all see what's going on here? You got divorced and now you're trying to move back in with your parents. It's very obvious to everyone.
You don't know what you're talking about at all, Vicky, and nobody likes a know-it-all like you anyways. But who cares why I'm coming back home? If I miss my parents and want to be with them, then I can come back and live with them if I want.
I'm not saying that you aren't allowed to come back and live with that. I'm just not really sure that living with your parents is what you really want.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What do you know about what I do and don't want? Do you have any idea just how stressed out I've been over life? You have no idea what I've been going through at all.
Well, I'm very sorry that life isn't feeling very easy for you right now, but that doesn't change the facts on the ground.
The only fact is that I'm getting divorced, and you have no idea the kind of stress that's been putting me through. And the only thing that is going to relieve that stress is moving back in with my family and having you as my servant.
Excuse me? You must know that that's not how this is going to work, right? I mean, you can't actually think I'm going to go along with that, right?
I don't care what you think, because it's not a servant's job to think. Your job is just to do as I say. Get it? And I don't remember even giving you permission to speak, so why don't you shut up until I say otherwise? Because if you don't listen to me, I am going to make sure that you end up on the streets with no one to take care of you. Is that what you want?
I take it from that reaction that you have not said a thing about this to Owen at all.
I don't need to explain myself to every single person that asks. All I'm trying to do is be less stressed in life. Is that really so bad?
Nobody is saying that it's wrong to not want to be stressed. I'm just saying that this is not going to go how you think it is. And I am going to ask you to knock this off a second time. Do you understand me?
And just where did this turn-off attitude come from, huh? You really think you can take me on? Because if it's a fight you want, then I am more than happy to give you one. Let me tell you that. Maybe then at least you'll stop talking back to me and learn how to take orders like a good servant.
Danny, the only person here who has no idea what they are getting themselves into here is you. I can assure you of that. But I am trying to warn you now that none of this is going to go the way you want it to. It's all going to blow up in your face. I'm sure that right now your life is really hard with a lot going on, but you are better off where you are than coming back here.
You really will say anything that comes to your mind to try and keep me from coming back, won't you? Don't you have any shame at all? Don't you realize that you shouldn't mess with me? Don't you know that I could get Owen and you to divorce in a second if I wanted to?
You have to be kidding me with that, right? You don't actually think that you can do that, do you?
Oh, why don't you just wait and see when I get back there, huh? You'll see how obedient of a little brother I really have. And then you'll know to listen to me when I tell you to do something.
Well, then I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but Owen and I actually got a divorce last month.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Oh, I guess you hadn't heard the news yet, huh? You really don't talk with your brother about anything at all, do you? Yeah, him and I aren't together anymore, and I don't live with him or your parents any longer. So, I'm not living with your parents, and when you kept saying you were going to come and live with me, that just wasn't true.
So then, you two really got a divorce, and you're just telling me this now? Are you kidding me? What's the matter with you?
That's right. I did leave your brother, and it's because I couldn't stand living with him anymore. He was nothing but a leech, and so were your good-for-nothing parents. So if you want to come home and live with them, then fine, but that's not my problem anymore.
But I don't get... What do you mean they were leeches? What were they doing to make you say that? I don't get what you're trying to tell me. Can't you just talk to me straight, please?
The only thing that I have to say to you is that you were going to come here and try and use me to get your stress out. But I was already more than stressed having to live with your brother and your horrible parents. So I know for a fact that you moving in would have pushed everything over the edge. And it's not like I didn't really try with Owen and your parents. But I finally hit the limits of patience and could make myself go no further.
But, I mean, why hasn't anyone told me about this? You'd think it would be pretty handy to know that my own brother got divorced.
I didn't bother telling you because I didn't want anything to do with your brother, you, your parents, or any of your family ever again. And you should also know that I am never going back to live with them again.
But wait, I don't get it. The whole reason why I'm coming back is because I owe my husband money, and I thought I could save some by living with my parents.
Well, if that is what your plan was, then I'm afraid that you never had any hope for that to work in the first place.
What is that supposed to mean? Why wouldn't that have worked? You're saying that I won't be able to save money when I move in with my family?
I'm just telling you now that living with your parents is going to be far more expensive than living on your own ever was.
But how can that be? How could it be more expensive to live at home with my parents? That doesn't make any sense at all. What would some housewife like you know about anything?
Well, first of all, I've had a full-time job since last year, thank you very much. And second of all, up until the divorce, I was the one paying for everything for your family.
What do you mean by that? You can't really be serious about that, right? What is going on here?
Do you even talk to your family at all? How have you not heard any of this? What is the matter with you? But if you must know, your whole family is just awful at saving money, and the only thing they are good at is spending it on useless things. The whole reason I found a job is because your lazy brother quit his job and ordered me to work in his place.
But they can't be doing that. Don't they realize how stupid of a decision it is to have you be their only source of income? Please tell me that you're joking right now. I thought that Owen was working for a nice company and made a good salary, but now you're telling me that they've all just come to rely on you?
That's right. So I'm afraid that if you moved back in with them now, you would just end up taking my place for them instead. Maybe at least then you'll believe me when I tell you about all the horrible things that your family had been putting me through before I left.
You have to be lying to me. There is no way that my whole family would act that way towards you. But more importantly, Do you really think that's how they would act towards me? I mean, if they were really all being so horrible to you, I guess I really do understand why you ended up divorcing Owen. Sounds to me like they never even made you feel like part of the family.
And you were going to add on to the stress by trying to use me like some kind of servant. So it's not like you're exactly blameless in all of this as well. But anyways, good luck dealing with all that.
Wait, hold on a second. This can't be right. Why am I even listening to you? I mean, you're divorced from my brother, and now you're just telling me lies about my family to try and turn me against them? I can see what you're doing here, you know. I'm not going to be fooled. But I don't even want to see you coming around my family again. It's obvious that you don't have their best interests at heart, and you were the one using them.
Well, that's fine, because like I said, I don't anything to do with them ever again. And if you really think that I would ever come back to them anyways, let me double down on that and tell you never to come to me for help. Because I won't be there for you at all.
Oh, please, you think that anyone would ever need you? You're a good-for-nothing, useless housewife, and that's why my brother left you. So just stay away from my family.
I already told you that I don't want anything to do with your family. How many times are we going to repeat the same conversation?
We're going to keep repeating it until, hypothetically, if this was a script being written by an author with a word count, that word count would be satisfied. Hey, Vicky, are you there? I was just wondering if you and I could talk over the phone for a little bit, maybe? There are just a couple of things that I want to talk to you about.
Well, whatever they are, you can leave me out of it.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Vicky. Please, I'm your ex-sister-in-law. You have to be there for me.
I really don't have to do anything for you at all if I don't feel like it, Danny. In fact, you told me to stay away from your family, and I told you that I wanted nothing to do with you. So I don't even know why I'm even responding.
Please, just answer the phone. It's really, really important. I need your help right now.
I thought I told you that I would never, ever help you if you came and asked me. So what do you think this is going to accomplish for you?
It's just that, well, everything you said was really true. About my family, I mean. I really can't believe it. Not only are my parents jobless, but they and my brother all have huge loans that they need to pay off, and they're all expecting me to help them out. At this rate, my savings are only going to last another week here.
Yeah, well, they're your family, so it sounds like more of a you problem, don't you think? Anyways, I've got better things to do right now, so I'm going to go.
Wait, hold on. You can't just leave. What are you talking about? I tell you that you were right, and that's all you have to say to me? Don't you think you're being just a little too cruel right now?
Not really. I think that I don't owe you anything, and I'm reacting exactly how I told you I would. In fact, you're lucky that I'm even still talking to you. Don't you realize who you are to me?
What do you mean by that? What am I to you?
You're my ex-husband's sister. That basically makes you no one to me. So why are you even messaging me? I thought I told you that I didn't want anything to do with your family anymore.
But this is really, really important. Please. We are basically out of money, and I don't know what we're supposed to do. I really, really need your help right now, Vicky.
Look, Danny, we talked about this. We had a long circular conversation about this, don't you remember? Because if you forget, then let me remind you that I said that I divorced your brother, I moved away from your family, and I would never ever come back to live with them again.
But please, I thought that you would come back and help me if I really needed it. I mean, we're family, right? Isn't that what family is supposed to do when we're in trouble?
And I literally told you that if you came to me to ask for help that I wouldn't do anything. I told you that, don't you remember? So why do you think things would be different now?
Well, because I thought that you would want to help me. I didn't think that you would leave me like this. But that's it. What if you come and live with us instead? How does that sound?
First of all, you and I aren't family, so let's get that straight right now. Second of all, I already said that I'm never ever going back to live with your family, remember? And if you must know, I am loving living by myself. It is gratifying and liberating and so much better than when I was living with Owen and your family. In fact, I hope you all tear each other apart for all that I care. Because like I said, I don't want anything to do with you or your family ever again.
But then, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get out of this mess? I mean, how are any of us supposed to get out of this mess?
Well, let me change the subject really quick. You got divorced with your husband because you cheated on him, right?
How did you figure that one out?
Well, because I've heard you bragging about it before. So it's not surprising that he found out about it. But anyways, I imagine that when you two did get a divorce that he probably sued you for quite a pretty penny. Here you thought you were going to be able to live with your family and save money to pay them all back. But instead you just joined the rest of your debt-ridden family.
Please, Vicky, things weren't supposed to go this way. I didn't think this was how things were going to end up. I need your help. You've got to do something. Please, move back in with us and help us all out. We need you, Vicky.
In the end, I heard that Danny ended up reaching out to every single other person she could think of for help with her problem. And from what I heard, she had burned just about every bridge she had made with anyone who might have been willing to help her under better circumstances. In the end, I think about half of the people that Danny knew ended up blocking her number. She was expecting to move back in with her parents and not have to worry about a thing. She even thought that I was going to be like a personal servant to her. Danny thought she was going to be able to boss me around while she paid for nothing and only had to worry about herself. But things went far, far off from where Danny thought they would. Instead of being taken care of by her family, Danny found that she was forced to be the main breadwinner for her family. It was obvious to everyone, however, that living like that wasn't sustainable. I heard that Danny and her family ended up selling their family home and moving to a much smaller apartment in the city together. I've heard that each of them have started to work as well. I can't imagine they are saving much money with all of their individual debts. But if you ask me, I think this is just what they all deserve. One can hope that if they do manage to get out of this, that they will have at least learned their lesson. As for me, however, I really was enjoying getting to live alone. After spending my entire time married to Owen, taking care of him and both of his parents, to have just some space for myself was just what I needed. Of course, after a while of being divorced, my heart began to wander and I thought about finding someone new. It was actually just around then that I happened to run into my future husband at the grocery store. We were both grabbing the ingredients for the same recipe that we saw on TV, and that was how he ended up asking me on a date with him. After that, things fell into place rather quickly for us. We're already engaged to be married, and I couldn't be happier. It really does just go to show you what a difference having a healthy and supportive network around can make. But it also highlights the importance of being able to take time to be alone and reflect on things.
I am just beat. I can't believe that it took me until this early in the morning to finally finish with my day at work. Anyways, once I wrap up with everything here, I am finally going to be going home to you.
Oh, hey, Julia. I think this is probably the latest I've ever seen you get off work. In fact, I feel like lately, all you've been working is the graveyard shift these days, right? Or rather, maybe I should just come out and say what I really mean. I know that you're having an affair with me. You're cheating on me, Julia.
Ryan, I couldn't even cheat on you if I wanted to. I just don't have the time with how busy work is always keeping me. But, you know, I do really wish that I could count on you for just a little bit of help now and then, to be honest.
What are you talking about? You really think that I would ever want to give help to the person I know is cheating on me? Why would you even bother asking that?
For the last time, I am not cheating on you, Ryan. Honestly, you're being ridiculous. Do you know that? But I would like some help because I'm wondering if you have any idea the state of our business? Because I feel like if you had any idea at all about how things really were, you would understand how impossible it is for me to cheat on you. I'm just too busy. I literally only go to and from the house and office. That's why I would like just a little more help from you, Ryan. Please, I know for a fact that I'm really not asking for much, but you need to be doing at least the bare minimum around here.
No, I'm not gonna do anything. I refuse to help a no-good cheater like you.
Ryan, do you really not care at all what happens to our business? I mean, don't you care about the future of all this hard work that we've put in? Doesn't it worry you when I say that our business could seriously be in trouble?
Oh, please. You don't know what you're talking about at all. I know for a fact that our business is doing just fine. You're going to have to think of a better excuse to try and convince me that you're not cheating. But anyways, since we're already on the topic of the business and money and all of that, I want you to give me a bit more money to spend this month.
Wait, what? Are you serious, Ryan? Do you really need more money? I feel like I just handed you your monthly allowance. Are you telling me that you really spent all of the money that I gave you that was meant to last you the entire month?
I didn't ask for your input on how I get to spend my money. Thank you very much. So why don't you just shut up and give me more when I say I need it? Honestly, just who do you think you even are talking to your husband this way? Don't you know a woman's place in the house is just to do whatever her husband says to her? If you dare try and backtalk me like that ever again, I could tell you that there will be consequences. I already know that you're cheating on me, so don't think that I'm afraid to divorce you.
Are you kidding me? Did you seriously just threaten to divorce me if I don't pay you more money every month? Just who do you think you are?
You can complain about it all you want, but nothing is going to make me budge on this. You should know that I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've kept signed divorce papers in my desk for the day that I finally caught you cheating on me. And now, I finally get to hold them over you.
Ryan, have you ever been reading a single word that I've been sending you? I am telling you that I am not cheating on you, okay? Now can you please stop all of this nonsense?
Oh, please. You really think that I'm going to believe that when you've been working through the night for weeks now? You can't really think that I'd ever believe a single word that you have to tell me, right?
You know, that really is rich coming from you, Ryan. You're the one that's always leaving me all alone at the house on weekends. You're hardly ever here when I'm around.
Well, it's not my fault that you're bad at matching up your life rhythm with mine, but I'm not going to adjust my schedule to match some cheating hussies.
You are just terrible. Do you know that? I mean, I am trying to explain to you that I am working hard to make sure that we don't go under, but you refuse to listen and just keep accusing me of cheating on you. But you know what? Fine. If this is the way that you really want to end things between us, then so be it. Why don't you take out those divorce papers and leave them on the table for when I get home?
You mean you're really finally going to divorce me? Oh wow. This is so great. Thank you so much. Hey there, Julia. It's been a while since we last spoke, hasn't it? How have you been? How are things with you?
Wait a second. Is this Ryan? Are you seriously texting me out of the blue like this?
Oh, come on. I know that I left you 3 years ago, but I really hope that you're not still all pissy about it. I would have thought that you'd have done a little bit more thinking about what you did wrong. But I want you to know that I'm finally ready to forgive you for all that you've done, and I'm ready to get back together with you. So why don't you bring me those divorce papers of yours?
I seriously have no idea what you're talking about at all. How can you take me back when we're already divorced? What are you even saying?
I'm telling you that I'm going to kick you to the curb and leave you all over again. So how about you just be a good woman and say the only thing you should be saying to men? Yes.
Right. Well, I'm not really sure what this is all about, but if you want to get back together with me, I guess I'll have to check and see if it's okay with my husband.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean that you'll have to check if you can get back together with me with your husband?
Well, after you and I got divorced 3 years ago, I met someone and married him, so I have a husband now.
Yeah, right. You really think I'm going to fall for that one? There isn't a man alive who would want to ever marry someone like you. Unless, I think I see what's happened here. You were in so much shock that I left you, that you made up someone in your head that you now believe that you're married to. Wow. Well, that really is just sad. Did you know that?
Ryan, you seriously don't even know what you're talking about. In fact, you never know what you're talking about at all. But if you really want to know, the man that I remarried was on our company's management team.
Wait a second. Was he that guy that we went to go check out that hotel with that one time? I think I remember him. His name was Max, wasn't it? I even remember him giving me his business card when we first all met those years ago.
Well, then I guess that means you know he's a real person and you can quit calling me a liar then.
But I remember that after that, we put all our eggs into the hotel basket, right? So does that mean that you two are still running that place? Because I've driven by it a few times, and it seriously looks like a rundown piece of crap. I bet that your husband Max probably has to work as a bellboy, because your whole hotel is about to fall into bankruptcy any day now.
I would appreciate it if you kept your opinions on my hotel business and my husband to yourself, Ryan.
But I'm only telling the truth. I mean, nothing I'm saying about this is wrong at all, you know? So how about you take my advice and ditch a loser like Max? Instead, you can get back together with me and we can go back to being husband and wife. Think it over. I'm sure that you'll make the right decision in the end. And let me know once you're ready for a real man again.
Hey there, Max. I'm really sorry to bother you while I know that you're busy working, but I just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Oh, hey there, honey. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I'm actually pretty free right now, so we could talk if you needed something.
Well, the thing is that I actually just got a message from my ex-husband not that long ago.
Wait a second. Are you talking about the man who accused you of cheating on him while the hotel business was looking really shaky? He really messaged you? That's crazy. Why would he bother doing that after all this time? Did he say at all what he wanted with you? Why did he even bother reaching out like that?
Well, he actually texted me because he wanted to ask me if I wanted to get back together with him. Can you believe that?
Hold on a second. You mean that after accusing you of cheating on him, leaving you while your business was in trouble, and disappearing for 3 years, came back out of the blue to ask you to take him back?
Yeah, that pretty much sums it all up quite well. But of course, I really don't want anything to do with him now. But I just thought that I should let you know that it happened. It's actually been on my mind, worrying me a lot since we talked. I mean, I just don't know why he would pop back up in my life like this. I have no idea what he wants from me, and it's got me really worried. Anyways, I really am sorry to bother you with all of this while you're at work. I don't want to give you more to worry about.
Julia, please. You know you don't have to apologize to me for anything, especially not coming to me about this. I feel like you've told enough about you and Ryan to know the kind of crap that he puts you through. But I just want you to know that I'm always going to have your back no matter what. I mean, we're husband and wife. We'll get through anything together, as a couple. Not just this business with your ex, but in anything. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, you know that you can always come to me, right?
Thank you so much, Max. I just really have no idea how I would be able to keep this hotel afloat if it weren't for you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm really thankful to have someone like you in my life, you know?
Oh, come on. You don't need to say all that. You know that I would do anything for you because I want to. So please, don't ever worry about coming to me with this kind of stuff. I'm happy that you trust me enough to do so.
Thank you so much for being so understanding. I should have known that there was nothing to worry about when it comes to you. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I've gotten everything ready for tomorrow, so I was going to go to bed pretty soon here.
Yeah, no problem at all. I hope you sleep well, Julia. See you tomorrow. So tell me, Julia, did you finally smarten up and decide to leave your husband like the little loser he is?
Ryan, I already told you that I have no intention at all of leaving my husband, and I'd appreciate it if you'd quit talking to me.
Are you kidding me? What do you mean you're not going to leave your husband? Don't you know what I could offer you? You're making a mistake, you stupid woman.
Making a mistake? Ryan, let's get something straight here. 3 years ago, you were the one that came to me asking for the divorce, remember? I had just inherited this hotel from my parents who had died only months ago in that terrible car crash. I was busy every day trying to learn how to run a hotel and manage staff and make guests happy, and you never did anything to help. Instead, you would just always put me down or insult me. You made me feel like an idiot for caring about my parents' legacy.
Well, you don't have any right to be mad at me. After all, you were the one cheating on me the whole time. So what do you have to say about that?
I have to say the same thing that I told you 3 years ago when you accused me of that. I never, ever cheated on you. You made that all up and refused to listen to anything I might say otherwise.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Honestly, you can keep on believing that if you want. But the thing is that I'm not even mad that you cheated on me anymore. I'm willing to let that all just go into the past and never be mentioned again. But you should know that before our divorce, if you had just given me a bit more money like I asked you, none of this would have ever happened. I would have overlooked all your cheating, and I would have just let you go about your business. And all you had to do was give me a little more money every month. In fact, since we're getting back together, you should know that I'm only going to go along with it if you start giving me money every month again.
I see what this is all about now. You're having money problems, aren't you? Well, I suppose that you really haven't changed at all then. But do you really think that you're going to be able to pester me for money after all this time, Ryan?
Well, never let it be said that I didn't think you were a sharp one. You saw right through me, Julia.
I see. Well, I'm just going to need more time to get ready for all of this, so maybe just wait for me a little longer.
Finally! I was waiting so long for this. You have no idea how happy I am to read those words. Hey there, Julia. I was just wanting to check in and see if you had divorced your husband yet.
Ryan, it's literally been like 9 or 10 hours since we last messaged each other. No, I haven't divorced him yet.
Oh, come on. You have to hurry up and do it already. Just how long are you going to keep me waiting for this, Julia? Hurry up and leave your husband right now. If you have him sign the divorce papers now, we can probably get all the paperwork handled in a matter of hours. You still remember the window in the courthouse that you have to go to get all of that filed away, right?
Ryan, I would really appreciate it if you waited for me to reach out to you about all of this, okay?
Ugh, I should have known not to count on you to get anything done in a rush. You're always so lazy. Do you know that? You are always putting me off and telling me to wait for stuff.
You know, I've actually been wondering why you've chosen to come back to me out of all the other people I'm sure would love to date you.
Uh-huh, so you finally caught on to that little fact, did you?
I mean, yeah, I was wondering since you sent me the first of these messages just why you wanted anything to do with me anymore.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. If I tell you what I'm really thinking, then I don't think you'd want to marry me anymore. So there.
I see. Well, either way, I am still going to be getting things ready here, so you can really tell me whatever you want.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You mean no matter what I say to you, you'll still marry me? Well, I guess in that case, I'd better tell you the whole truth. What I really want to get out of marrying you isn't you, but your hotel!
I'm not sure that I'm following what you mean. Ryan, would you mind explaining to me just a little bit better?
Well, I know that your hotel has to be at least worth something, right? I'm sure that if I sold it, I could get some kind of money from doing that. You can consider it your way of paying me back for all these years that I've been on my own. After all, you caused me a lot of trouble with that affair of yours.
But Ryan, you know that I inherited this hotel from my parents, right? Not only that, but you know how hard I've been working to keep the business going. You can't really be thinking about selling my family's business just to make a quick buck, right?
Oh, come on. I told you my plan already. Why can't you just leave that loser Max and just be with me already? You know that I'm the better match for you anyways. Just hurry up and get a divorce already.
I'm sorry, Ryan, but I just have a lot of preparations that I need to put in place first. And just what's with the rush anyways?
You don't need to know anything about why I'm in such a rush. You just need to do as I say. Now, just how much longer are you going to try and keep me waiting, huh?
Don't tell me that this is how badly you need money right now. Is that what this is all about?
You don't know anything at all. Just do as I say and quit asking questions already.
You know what I think it is? I think that you're in a lot of debt, and I do mean a lot. And I think you're looking for anything that will help you dig your way out of that.
Wait, what? How did you find out about my debt issue? Do you have someone following me or something like that? I can't believe that you do this to me.
I didn't hire anyone to follow you or anything like that. I've just heard through old mutual friends of ours about the trouble you're in. But that's not all that I've heard about you. I've heard that you're in so much debt and were so bad about borrowing money that you borrowed money from several banks all at once. And now it's obvious that you're just looking for someone who can step in and help you take care of your problem, isn't that right? That's why you contacted me after all this time, isn't it? To try and get me to help you pay off all the debt that you owe?
No, I'm telling you that me wanting to marry you and sell your hotel has nothing at all to do with all the debt that I'm in.
I see. So then it's about trying to pass off your debt to me after we get married? Is that closer to the truth then?
Would be wrong with that anyways, huh? I mean, a husband and wife out to help each other out, right? Of course I would ask for your help if we got married.
I see. Well, you do know that a spouse isn't actually bound to help out with their spouse's debt just because the two of them are married, right?
Ugh, I seriously hate having to deal with you. Do you know that? I never even wanted to marry you in the first place. Yes, this was all just a big scam to help with my debt. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Well, you didn't need to come out and admit it like that. I'd obviously already put that all together myself. But you should know that I never ever said that I was going to divorce my husband. I just kept telling you that I needed more time to get ready.
What do you even mean by that? Get ready for what? What are you talking about? I thought you were talking about getting ready for the divorce and marrying me again.
Well, yes, I did that on purpose so that you would talk to me and think that I was actually going to remarry you.
Please, you have to do this for me. I'm deadly serious. All my loans are due by tomorrow, and I don't have nearly enough money to pay off any of them.
Yeah, you really haven't changed at all in this time, have you? You're still the same stupid, selfish man that you've always been. I mean, I have to say that I really was lost and confused about what happened to us 3 years ago, but it's clear to me now that I made the right choice.
Well, you went way too far trying to dig into my personal life and looking into my debt and all. I'm going to make you pay for that. You won't get away from me that easily. Hey, you're Julia's husband, aren't you? What's your name again? Max or something like that, right? I'm sorry, who are you, and how did you get this number? I don't have you in my contacts, and I don't know anyone who would talk to me like that. Oh, come on. Surely you remember me. I still have your business card from the day we met, you know? In fact, that's exactly how I got your phone number in the first place. I see. Well, I don't really remember who you are at all, but I give out my business card to a lot of people, so... Well, I'm not here to talk about business or anything like that. But the thing is that I was telling your wife about how I'm in serious financial trouble, and she completely refused to help me out at all. So now she's left me with no other choice but to come to you and beg for help with my money problem. I see. I take it that you're lying then. I feel like I've heard enough about you from my wife to understand what's going on here. I take it that you ended up taking out way more money than you would be able to afford, and now you're asking my wife and I for help to pay it back, yes? Hey, don't you talk to me like you know me. This is the first time that we're ever really talking, and you need to show me some respect. Sorry, I need to show my wife's ex-husband, who insulted her and showed back in her life to beg for money, respect. Look, I'm not here to have this conversation with you right now, okay? The point is that I already tried talking to Julia about this, and she wouldn't listen to me. So no, you have to step up and help me since she refused to. After all, we've been married to the same woman. Surely that makes you want to help me, right? I see. Well, okay. I suppose I could try and help you if you're having money problems. We do have an opening for some cleaning stuff at our hotel, and you could earn some money for yourself that way. If you'd like, I can even talk to the HR office about getting you an advance on your first paycheck if you really need the help. You mean your solution is to just try and make me work for my money? Are you out of your mind? Why in the world would I want to go and work for some shabby old hotel on its last legs anyways? You and your wife ought to just shut up and give me the money I'm asking for already. Wow, you really are even worse than Julia described you as being, and I really don't think that was possible. You really just aren't capable of taking care of yourself at all, are you? Excuse me? What did you just say to me? Who do you think you are to talk to me like that, huh? Why don't you try saying that to my face, you little punk? Not only that, but you really do act like a spoiled little kid when you don't get your way. But I take it that you don't really know much about our hotel. You think I'm an idiot or something? I know the hotel, and it looks like a great big piece of crap. There's no way a place like that is going to stay open for another year, so just give me my money. Wait a second, you aren't talking about the old location of the hotel, are you? Old location? What are you talking about? A hotel is a hotel. You can't just up and move. What do you mean, old location? Well, I mean that a few months ago, we decided to move out the business, not just the hotel itself, to a better location. And we've been working hard to make sure that everything is all set with that transfer, since it's been such a process. But we already have plenty of bookings, and repeat guests who are coming to stay with it. So I really think that your information needs to be updated. But wait, I thought you were in that old rickety building. Are you telling me that you guys are operating out of a new place now? Not only that, but your business is actually doing well? Please tell me that you're lying about that. Of course we're not lying about that. Our management team from the old location all came up with and agreed to the idea of trying to move to a more profitable location. And now, we've been able to increase our amount of overseas guests and have a lot of local businesses wanting to work with us. So we're actually doing better than we've ever done before, and we've only been here a few months. Well, wait a second. If that's the case, then just how much money would a cleaner at one of your hotels make? Well, we would begin by hiring a cleaner on a part-time basis and move them along their career from there. But there's substantial room for growth in responsibilities and wages. In fact, a couple members of our management team started at our hotel as cleaning staff and worked their way up to where they are now. But since you already shot down the idea, I really don't imagine that a job like that interests you at all. Well, hold on a second there. That was only because I had no idea the kind of money that your place was raking up now. I mean, I said no because I didn't want to be cleaning some old hotel that was on its way out anyways. But if you're telling me that you're all working out of a new location, and that business is really, really good, then I'll have no problem taking a job as a cleaner. Of course, you'll have to pay me the absolute maximum you can while I'm there. Wow, that really didn't take much at all, did it? You were so ready to look down at a job just because of assumptions that you were making. And the moment you found out that you were just making things up to be mad at, and the job was actually great, you turn around and act as if you can demand whatever you want from it. And who cares if I'm doing that? You already offered me the job, so just give it to me already. You're right, Ryan. I did offer you the job, and you turned it down right then and there, without asking any more questions about it. So I'm afraid that was a one-time offer that I was not planning on making again. Anyways, my wife and I still have a lot of work to do to make sure our transition here continues to go smoothly. I don't know what you're going to do with the rest of your life, but just make sure that you leave Julie and I out of it, or else it.
After Max sent that final message to Ryan, something really must have snapped in Ryan to make him do what he did next. He showed up the next week at the hotel unannounced and told our receptionist that he was there to start his new job at the hotel. She had no idea what he was talking about, but Ryan said that he was offered it directly from Max. Apparently, our receptionist was quite scared because Ryan came into the hotel looking really scruffy and had a crazy look in his eye. She cautiously agreed to let him into the supply closet where the janitorial equipment was. She told him to get changed and then she would give him a tour of the hotel. The receptionist did, however, call Max and explain about the strange man. It was only hours later that Max happened to be stepping out of his office that he found Ryan there, in uniform, sitting on a bench and playing on his phone. Max could tell just by looking that the mop next to the bucket that was by the bench hadn't been put in the water at all that day. Max called the police and had Ryan hauled out of the hotel for trespassing. I heard that he was let go with a stern warning and began to job hunt in earnest after that. Because he hadn't had a real job in years, though, almost nowhere wanted to hire him. In the end, Ryan was only able to find part-time jobs and took on 3 of them at once to be able to keep up with his debt repayment and afford to live in a tiny little apartment. I realized the irony of him working the night shift with one of his jobs when it was me working there that led to him to suspect that I was cheating. But aside from that, I really haven't thought about Ryan at all since the police dragged him out of our hotel kicking and screaming about having a job there. Max and I have been way too busy handling things at our hotel and all the new business that we've never had before. After things began to settle down at our hotel, Max and I agreed that we couldn't put off hiring more staff any longer. We didn't realize just how much our operation would grow at the new location, and we quickly took on dozens of new staff members. Now, finally, Max and I have more time to spend with each other as husband and wife. Although now that I'm pregnant, I suppose that I should say that we'll have more spare time to spend together as a family. When I do think back on him, I'm in some ways grateful to Ryan. After all, if he hadn't shown me who he really was and left me then I would never have the life that I have now.